So this boat hasn't ran in over 2 years. Do you think it'll start? Let me know. Let's get a bet going. Let's see how many people say yes and how many people say no.
I've been looking at this boat for a long time, wondering what its story was. Not been well maintained.
No, I guess it got donated somehow to somebody. Well, here I am, wondering if I should get involved with this. I got a phone call to come take a look at this boat. Hasn't been running, I guess, a year or two. The first thing I'm trying to do is get this back hatch to open up, but it's not wanting to, so I'm gonna have to try to figure that out.
You still have the tag on your hat, though.
I know.
Looks pretty nice down here. Surprised it's dry.
Yep.
So I was showing you the mussel salad on the side of the boat. You can tell it definitely hasn't been cleaned for a long time.
I was wondering where that was coming
How'd that
from.
water turn on?
Because I turned on the breakers down here.
That was flooding the sink up there because the water turned on.
Figure out where that was coming from.
We're here to try and figure out how this boat works. I see you got the deck up a little bit.
Yeah.
So we were hired to see if this boat would start. I think Matt's beginning to wonder if it's going to start or not.
It's not going to start the way it is.
What are you trying to do?
So all the batteries and the battery chargers are in that hatch. They're in there. And so far, that's all I can get it to open. And now I can't even get it to close. The owner said that he held this button down for like a minute and then the hatch opened. So I've been holding it for like more than a minute and it's only opened about 4 inches. And now I can't get it to close.
We got Matt a new hat. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know about this hat. Well, I'm gonna try to jump power in and see what happens. So I jumped power in. There's my charger and I got power jumped to those 2 studs right there. And now I got this opening. Let's make sure it'll close. All right, let's hop down here and see what we can find. Sounds like to me all the batteries are dead. You hear that clicking sound and all that. That's
Do you need your battery tester?
well, I do, but I don't think I have it. I think it's in the truck.
Well, getting the power is the beginning for it to start, right?
Yep. I think the first thing we need to do is change out some batteries.
How many you got?
4 Group 27s. So
I think
probably,
we have a couple at the office.
yeah, he's gonna have to approve it first. Yeah, I think I have 2 Group 27s at the office. Oh, I see what he did. No wonder that wasn't working. Now I understand. This is just a booster.
Oh, a whole bunch of water just came out when I stepped on the
Yeah.
swim platform.
Because I turned the bilge pump on.
Oh, okay, good. That means there's water in it. Should you put it back down?
I can get it back up. Now,
Oh, you can, okay.
Now that, yeah. Scary thing is I don't know that with my power pack battery charger disconnected, I don't think that his bilge pumps are really going to work very well. Well, I mean, it shows it's turning on right here, but I'm not sure how long it'll run. We need to talk to him and he needs to decide what he wants to do. Okay, we're done here. Let's wrap this up.
Well, I'm heading down the dock. As you know, it's about a quarter to a half mile. Gonna go and drop off something to the dock masters, and I'm hoping that I'm not gonna get rained on. It's looking pretty cloudy. Looks like Plan B is back over here. We just saw them like last week. I want to say they were downtown at A&B, and now they're back over here at the Perry. It's a beauty. I know we're gonna be coming up on 100-footers. How I know is because they called me yesterday and wanted service. And unfortunately, we were not able to help them in the time frame that they needed. They said they were only gonna be here 2 or 3 days and they had hoses that burst or something. So I know that it was going to be a bit of a job to be able to help them. And our schedule is just way too packed. So we're coming up on it. And look at this nice one over there called Freedom. 150 feet, he told me yesterday. Unfortunately, like I said, we weren't able to help them. But boy, it's a beauty. It's a monster. Love those windows where you can see out when you're traveling.
Here we are on the air handler side of things. So I already got the flex duct removed and all the brackets that were holding this pan down removed. Right now I'm working on the tedious task of getting the drain line removed, and then I'll turn it to the side and unscrew the copper lines. After that's done, we'll get this out, clean up the space a little bit, put the new unit in, get that all hooked up. We're not gonna run Freon through right now because it needs to be vacuum pumped. Pretty much all the debris and the air and all that stuff gets sucked out. The lines for the air conditioning, all the Freon can move smoothly without any obstructions. But other than that, we're moving pretty smoothly. It's going pretty good. A lot easier than I thought it was going to be. We're still here doing the air handler. This is our new air handler. And right now what I'm working on is the drain line for it. So the way it was set up before is that there was, I actually have it around here somewhere, it was pretty much teed off in the back. So imagine it like this, right? But the way that we're setting up the new unit is that we had to turn it pretty much, I'd say 90 degrees to get the copper where we needed to be. So we had to move the drain lines as well. So unfortunately, we had to plug the other side. We're only going to use one side of the drain, so I'm going to have to shim this up so it has enough fall to get into this line so it doesn't overflow the pan. And after that, all we got to do is hook up the copper, the wiring, the flex duct, just bolt it to the floor, and we'll be good to go.
Well, I made somebody's day. I even got a hug. So they are super excited that I came to see them today. It always feels good when you put a huge smile on somebody's face. And I got to tell her that we appreciate them greatly. And like I said, I was afraid I might start getting rained on, and it's starting to sprinkle here. But I'm gonna scurry to my car. Remember, I'm about a quarter mile away, so I'm heading that way. This looks like a customer of ours boat, but I don't think that it is. This one might be a little bit different. We haven't worked on this one, I don't think. But almost the same color as Pure Pleasure. I like the lights on the top there. The red lights on the blue. Looks pretty cool. Whiskey Papa.
Got all the wires connected up and the drain line connected up. All we need to do now is hook up the flex, hook up the copper, but we need some special fittings for this copper. Do a suction test and make sure there's no leaks. And after that, he should be good to go.
Today's weather here in Key West is overcast and cloudy, you can see. And it's very humid, very still, and warm. Sweating buckets. Not complaining too much though. I know the rest of the world is freezing. Or maybe not the rest of the world, but all you people up north. Oh, this morning, very odd. Had heavy fog here. It doesn't happen, but I think maybe in all the years I've lived here, I've seen it 2 or 3 times. So not very often. I think I've been here for 15 years now. So we're going back to finish up on the air conditioning here on a boat. The guys installed it yesterday and we had to finish up a few things today. I have TJ is down there pulling a vacuum on it right now, which checked good at minus 29 inches of mercury vacuum. And I'll show you what we're all about and what we're gonna do when we get there. Got my keg of refrigerant here, just in case we have to top it off. So the factory overcharges them, and the overcharge is supposed to be able to cover 15 feet of line set, the copper tubing that runs in the boat. Same thing as a house. Perfect world, you could just open the valves and the pressure should be pretty much good. But we'll have to add a couple things, or we might have to add some refrigerant to it, so we'll go check it out. I was talking on a video yesterday and again today. Man, it's like these boats, it seems like they're never way back there by the parking lot. They're always all the way down here at the end of the dock almost. It seems like that's the luck of the draw. All right, and we are going right up here. Grab TJ and hop down below. We'll verify some wiring. So you guys want me to get closer to that strange looking boat? Who can identify what brand that is? What make it is? That thing is very cool looking. A lot of windows though. It's got to be European. 29.83. It's been holding. Okay. Go grab that flashlight, TJ. I dropped that cap down here somewhere. Drop that cap. Okay. Let's hook this side up. down a little bit. That's open. That's open. All right, you check the wiring, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see it back there. All right, that all looks good. Yeah, we should be okay. Drain hose is down. Okay, go turn the breaker on for me. Okay, fan's working in manual. Temperature's working. Put that back to auto. All right, it's coming down. That's looking good. Looks like we're going to be a little low on refrigerant. Oh, not bad. 118. I think we're doing okay. Let's go back there. It's nice work, dude. All right, she's blowing cold, ice cold.
Good.
And the pressures are good. Let's go monitor that for a little bit. So it's blowing cold, and then the fan's in auto. And so as this meets set point, which let's go inside temp, see how the temperature starts ramp, the speed starts. So that's normal, and the compressor will turn off. If your set point, if it gets too warm in here, the fan will kick back up to high speed, and then the unit will kick back on, and that cool light will turn on and off right there. Let's go down and look at these pressures really quick. Let me show you how these valves work. I don't know if you're familiar. If you crank this all the way down, totally closes the system off. If you
closes off the compressor, right?
right, yes, and then the line set stays open.
Yeah.
If you bring this halfway up, that'll release the charge into the line set.
Yeah.
Okay, and it'll also allow you to read pressure.
Okay.
But if you take this and you take the stem all the way up like this, that now closes that off. Okay, so you always want to snug them, bring them all the way up and snug them down. Not super tight, because there's a seal in there.
Yeah.
And the seal is adjustable. If you look right here, see this little gland right here? It's a little gland nut.
Yeah.
See where my fingernail is?
Yeah.
You can put a wrench on there and snug that down if it's like bubbling right there.
Yeah.
Because sometimes on older units it'll leak right
The
there.
seal is.
You open this up, so crank it down like halfway, and then you just snug that up a little bit. Same thing on the other side. So this one, ratchet it and run it all the way up, and then you gotta snug. This goes on the high side.
So halfway is.
Halfway is how you get into it.
Get into the, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that went perfect. TJ did a good job. Pulled the vacuum, cracked open the valves, got the system serviced up, and turned it on, and it's blowing ice cold. And the pressures are good. Morning. Life is good.
If you like this content, be sure to give us a thumbs up. I'm not sure if you realize, but those thumbs up are extremely important, even though it's a simple task on YouTube.